What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today I am really trying to hustle to get this bay stripped down. I've already removed most of the things in the engine bay, and the only thing left is the brake booster delete. This is a little hard to take off by yourself because I can't hold that Allen key in place while I go on the inside and break it loose. So I'm really fighting it right now, and I just want to give you guys a quick look at everything right here before I start washing it, and then I'm gonna sand it down. I had this leaking that was coming from under here, and it was like eating up the paint on my firewall. And I originally wanted to do a rebuild kit, and I'm looking at this number right here on the side. It says 0.75, which then is 3 1/4. I'm assuming that this brake master cylinder is, and the only one that they have that's 3/4 is this one. But I'm not sure if it's what I need for this. But then again, when I'm looking at this master, all the leakage, it doesn't seem like it's leaking from where the ring and stuff would be at on the rod end side, because oh boy, there's no leakage on this end right here. It's super dry, and there's like no drips or anything coming from this end. It looks like it may be leaking from the reservoir itself, because the whole Willwood body paint is coming apart, right? Because brake fluid can eat away paint, and it's like all the way over here. Ideally, if it was leaking from the back, it'll just be down here and not over here. So I'm not sure if I want to put a rebuild kit on this if it's not messed up. The brakes never really softened up or anything. It never lost pressure. It was always firm as it should. So I don't know, I might just order this anyways, because I believe it's like 30 bucks, $22.43, and I don't know, do it a second time around or a third time around or some shit. But yeah, crunch time. I really don't have time to really rebuild this as of right now. The car stopped perfectly fine. 4 years I've been running this, so don't touch something that's not broken, I guess. Just washed the engine bay, and it actually looks really clean. I think it was just super dirty. But the reason why I want to paint it is because, like I said, over the years since this car was painted, all of these paint chips, scratches. This is where I was talking about, where I dropped the engine off the cherry picker, and it literally landed right here on my engine bay. And this section right here was repainted. All of this was repainted. All of this was repainted because this car was painted when it was B series, and then it went K. So there's some hard lines right there, right there, right there. And then, like I said, the visible chips and stuff, the rust, I have no idea where that came from. All of the brake fluid eating out my paint. Want to get rid of all this crap. And yeah, so right now I'm gonna air dry it, bring out my compressor, blow as much of it out as I can, and then I'm gonna bring out my DA and just plow through it. All the crevices that I can't reach, probably gonna use my hand, just kind of, like I said, scuff it up really nicely, but really thoroughly sand out all of the areas that are chipped, so we don't have a hard line, you know what I mean? Prime all the areas that are either bare metal or the areas that I repaired, and then I'm gonna try to go buy paint today. If not, like I said, paint tomorrow, or maybe I should just go buy paint right now, just so I have paint on deck. And then it's hot as balls right now, and even if I end up painting later in the evening, the paint should still cure. But what I also want to do is go fill up my propane tank, so that when I lay down the clearance stuff already, I can stick that right in the engine bay and just let it bake. So that way I don't wait too long in between days to start reinstalling all of the things, because when I first painted this car, I was so anxious to get it ready because I was a week out for my first car show. When I put the downstar kit on it and tightened it down, it smeared the paint and pretty much twisted the paint to the point of coming off. You know what I mean? So yeah, dry, sand, paint, and possibly paint today. Quick little update here. Got all the areas that I could fit the DA. I got both my air and electric right here. All the areas accessible by these two, sanded down, and now I'm pretty much just going through all the crevices where the DA can't fit into, and I'm just doing everything by hand. Got a whole roll of 220 grit. 220 grit will scuff it up really good but not leave a hard line, so I can just go straight to like primer. And if there are any hard line left behind, the 2K primer that I'm going to be using could fill it in. So right now I'm just, you know, completely sanding everything down, all the shininess to be gone, and then I'm gonna try to head to the paint shop. I think they close in like 2 hours. So anyways guys, what's going on? I know you guys noticed in the background the light is a lot dimmer. That is because we are about 2 hours later in the day, and I have not gotten any work done because Home Diggity Dog wanted to show up and chop it up, so we chopped it up. And then because I was like really desperate to get this shit done, I had to hit up Kerry, and he brought his brother, so they're both helping me sand the engine bay down. Pretty much I just told them scuff up all the clear coat until they're nice and matted out like that. And then once we do that, I'm pretty sure we're gonna paint this thing tomorrow morning, the earliest, as soon as I get paint, because it's already too late to go to the paint shop to mix paint and purchase paint to shoot today. I really wanted to shoot it tonight. I actually have cement gray in the cabinet over there, but I'm not sure if I have enough, even after mixing a 1:1 ratio, to lay paint down right now. I'm not sure if I have primer either. No, I got primer. I can see it. But yeah, so if I have paint in the drawer, that may be enough, because we aren't sanding all the way down to bare metals. We'll paint tonight, and then like I said, I'll go get the propane filled up so we can let it sit there and bake the engine bay. We're gonna finish sanding it up right now, then give it a wash, and then I'm gonna go over every area that is bare metal, prime it down, and then get it all prepped for paint. Sitting around bullshitting, but the engine bay is finally sanded down. We had Eric doing the firewall. We had Kerry, which he just took off to go fill up the propane tank. Kerry did all of this, and then his brother went over and kind of stuck his fingers in the areas that Kerry's, you know, pig fingers couldn't get into. I did all of this side, and right now what I'm about to do is using this mitt water and pretty much just kind of get all of the debris off. I just realized I don't have any tape, but we'll make it happen somehow. All I got to do is tape up the windshield, and I'm pretty sure I got some duct tape somewhere, and then cover up my doors and everything, because I am planning to paint it tonight. Carrie's coming back right now. Somewhere. And we're going to set the propane heater right here to make everything all nice and dry. I'm going to drop this subframe so that way I could, you know, walk inside the engine bay to spray all the crevices and stuff. So I didn't get to go to the paint shop, right? Because it was already closed. But I know that I've been doing a lot of projects and stuff in between, and I have half of Valspar right here, which is enough to do the engine bay. Once you mix it 1:1 ratio, it'll give me a whole pint. And then this one right here is about a quarter ways through. It's also cement gray. So one is when I did the fenders and the SIR hood and the rear bumper. And then the other one was when I did the engine bay for the CRX. They're both Valspar, so I'm almost certain that I can mix the two together and just make it a, I don't know, off-colored cement gray or something. Even though my car is already 50 shades of gray. And then I have this guy right here from when I painted my wing like several years ago. So I'm not going to use this guy because it's I believe this is Omni. And there's the tank. So like I said, we're going to prep the engine bay right now and pretty much mask off the downpipe completely because I don't want to get overspray on that. The subframe is going to get masked off. Rinse the whole engine bay down. Mask the car window and doors up. Wet the floor. Put the tank in here, put my tarp up, and probably gonna spray tonight. I said, fuck it, we're gonna send it. 9:30? Yep. 9:30. So I'm mixing the two paint together. You guys can clearly see it is about the same shade, Valspar to Valspar. So now we have maybe a little halfway past a pint, which is more than enough after mixing 1:1 ratio with the reducer. And then we're gonna have a little over a pint, which is, like I said, more than enough to do the engine bay. So here we got the engine bay all prepped up, and we got the heater in place. We can feel the heat up to his ball sacks, so we know that we got a good temp at least right here. We got the T-bar hanging up here, and what I'm about to do right now is go over every area that has bare metal, prime it down, and primer dries fairly quickly. So once the primer is flashed, we will get the base coat mixed up and start laying down some base coat with 10 minutes interval, because I am going to have the heater here, so it's going to dry the base coat fairly quickly. And then I'm going to try to lay maybe like 3 base coat, or at least enough that I don't see any of the whites and any of the primer spots anymore. And then we're going to flash it out with the heater right in the middle, get this all nicely dry for about 15-20 minutes, and I'm just going to dunk it with some clear. And my main goal is just really the support bar, the towers, and the top portion of the back firewall, because once the engine's in place, you're not going to see any of those guys. And this isn't, you know, a full thorough paint job, but it is the ghetto right way of doing this. Guys, it's always important to wet the floor so that way you don't get the overspray to stick to your floor unless you want your floor the same color as your car. So wet that shit. Very, very important. Now, make sure you have your mask on, okay? Like that. If you got long hair, cover it. But honestly though, my filter is so clogged up on my mask that I can't even breathe if I use this, so get a right way of doing things. Set your gun pattern, horizontal, vertical, leave it loose unless I need to change it. Spray pattern super wide, I'm gonna narrow it down a little bit, and about 75% on the paint feed. Now we let it flash off before we bomb the rest of this, because I laid it pretty heavy honestly, but try to do this by 10 o'clock, guys. Hold this, Carrie. Let me show you how we flash. I know a lot of people were concerned about using this shit right here with paint because it's hazardous. YOLO. Like good shit, right, Corey? Like good shit. So we just did 3 coats in a span of 45 minutes, and everything is dry. We don't have any more paint, and the only flaw that I see out of this whole engine bay is that slight paint reaction right there. It looks like thunderbolts, but whatever. Bomb some clear coat on it, and the glossiness will throw your eyes off, I guess you could say. But it's looking really good, and it's about 10:30 right now. We are going to apply some clear coat. Carrie and Eric is leaving right there. I appreciate you guys very much for helping me sand my car down today, and help me lay some paint down still. You know, every help is very, very truly appreciated, although I am very picky on the selective few that would touch my car, or that I would allow to touch my car. So I trust them, so they came by, gave me a hand. Gotta get this guy out. But yeah, it's looking really good. Bado clean. That crap right there, all the base coat stuff, put it away. And then I'm gonna whip out my clear coat so we could lay some clear down before I really wrap everything up. But I'm still gonna be chilling out here in the garage probably till like 1 o'clock or something, and let the heater do its work to get the clear coat to be somewhat dry as far as the top layer goes. And then I'm gonna try to rest my hood on top of it, so that way bugs and stuff overnight doesn't get caked up into the clear, and to keep condensation away from messing up the gloss. So we had to wait in between to open the garage because I don't want any of the fumes to go inside of the house or find its way into the house. Rule of thumb is, if you can still smell the paint, it's still drying. I know a lot of you guys said that when I met you guys at the track. Hey, I can still smell the Rosolo. Yes, because I painted a few hours before with the track. So yeah, I'm gonna clean up really quickly, set up all my clear coat stuff, and flash this off a little bit more before we lay some clear coat. Stirring stick, mixing stick is technically wood, so I took a branch from the bush and mixing up my clear. About to lay its first coat down. It's about almost 11 now. I don't know if you guys know, but my compressor, I moved it out of the garage because everybody was sleeping, and the compressor is actually right next to the sidewalk. That is so funny. So yeah, I'm gonna lay down some clear coat right now. Hopefully neighbors can forgive me. So I kind of skipped ahead here. It was flashed off about 10 minutes, and then I hit it with a second coat, but I did a heavy ass one. I don't know if you guys can see the shine here. Let me turn off my camera light real quick. Oh yeah, it's looking really good. I'm about to do one more coat, give it 3, so we can finish up tonight. Damn. It's looking really good. I'm excited. Damn, it looks primered right here. Primer with gloss, baby. Hey. Man, I am super stoked. honestly. So I'm gonna give you guys a look here. This is about 3-ish coats. Well, not 3-ish, it's 3 and some, because I had leftover in the can. So I pretty much just bombed the engine bay, whatever was left. But boy, this thing is like, the camera cannot pick it up, to tell you the truth. It's looking really, really solid. I think the only thing that bothers me right now is, I believe right here doesn't have that much clear coat, even though it's shiny. And then a little bit right here, I can see like a dry spot. No big deal. This is a ton better than what the engine bay was before this respray. So I'm stoked nonetheless. I'll try to get a better video of it tomorrow, and show you guys how it looks when it's all, you know, light out and dried out. So I am going to wrap this video up right here because it is late as fuck. I just finished cleaning all the crap that was here. Compressors back in, all the tools, line hoses, and everything is put away. Walkways clear for my dad tomorrow morning when he takes the kids to school. So tomorrow's video, I'm not going to be touching the wagon at all. Tomorrow is going to be the CRX preparation for the race this weekend, and after that it's pretty much just going to be 4 days off the wagon, and we'll continue working on this when we get back next week on Monday, because I'm actually leaving the track a lot earlier than I usually do, which is leave the day of race day, Sunday, but this time around we're going Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because Friday is going to be tune alignment with Team Last Stand, Saturday is going to be TNT, and then Sunday is going to be race day. So yeah, and then tomorrow is preparation day, so that's 4 days of not working on the wagon. But my goal is done, which is get the engine bay painted so I don't have to worry about hustling and doing all of that next week. Instead, it'll have 4 days to fully dry before we can start putting everything back into the engine bay. Want to give a huge shout out to Kerry and his younger brother Eric for sliding through and helping me finish sanding the engine bay so we can lay this paint down. 3 base coat, 3 clear coat. So I'm super stoked. Thank you guys for coming through and staying late. Eric, your ass better go to school tomorrow morning. So if you guys like this video of the engine bay respray, please smack that like button. And I gotta stop stealing Zosh's line. Please hit the like button, and if you guys want to see the CRX preparation video, please subscribe, hang around. On Friday we'll do the walk around on Last Stand's car, because I know you guys were asking about Pay's Civic, so I'm gonna give you guys a quick look at that on Dyno Day. Hit the notification bell, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.